Yo, what is up, guys? My name is TylaDubya, and today I'm here to teach you the basic lip roll.
Now I'm here.
TylaDubya Beatbox channel.
So, real quick before we dive into this sound, I do kind of want to say that I have kind of taught the sound before in my old lip roll video that I produced like over a year ago, but I rewatched it and realized that I could really go more in depth on these sounds, so that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. While I'm talking about the old lip roll tutorial, if you guys don't understand the basic lip roll by the end of this video, you might as well go check out that old one card right here, link in the description, because maybe I said something there that I didn't say here, and maybe it will help you guys out. Now, if you didn't catch it before the intro, the basic lip roll sounds like... So if you guys are wondering, why should I learn this sound? Well, I feel that learning this sound will give you a little bit more uniqueness to your beats and provide a little variety on top of the basic drum kits. Now, if you're sitting there right now thinking, people say this is an overused sound, I say ignore the naysayers, because I think we're over that phase and we're getting into the point where it's just utilized properly in beats. One of the reasons why I said this can provide more variety to your beats and give you a unique sound is because this doesn't rely on breathing or using your diaphragm or anything, it just relies on pressure, so therefore you can overlay humming, inward bass, outward bass, and just give you a more layered effect. So that's about all the descriptors I got for the basic lip roll and all the basic information I have talking about it, so we're going to get into actually teaching the sound and breaking down the steps, but first, stay hydrated, my friends. So in my opinion, learning the basic lip roll can be broken down to about 3 steps. Step 1 is going to be choosing a side of your mouth. I personally do mine on the left side, and that kind of seems to be the trend with a lot of beatboxers, but you can do it on the left, right, or even both, which I have seen some beatboxers do. Crazy. So go ahead and pick a side, whatever side you're comfortable with. It could be sides that you already do certain sounds on, like the vortex whistle, lip oscillations. Just pick a side that you're comfortable with and continue on. So once you guys have chosen the side of your mouth, step number 2 is going to be dropping your jaw slightly. Now in my previous lip roll tutorial, I mentioned that you had to drop your bottom jaw slightly to the opposite side that you're doing your lip roll on. I've now come to realize that you really just need to drop it either straight down, or you can still drop it slightly to the opposite side. Now when I say that, I mean that if you're doing your lip roll on your left side, you're going to be dropping your bottom jaw either straight down a little bit, or you're going to drop it a little bit to the opposite side and down, like... The point of dropping your jaw is that when you drop your jaw, you're going to be giving more room in your mouth for the sound to resonate, which can create deeper tones, and you're also going to give yourself the ability to loosen your lips more, which can create a more powerful lip roll. Now going back to the concept of dropping your bottom jaw either straight down slightly or slightly down to the opposite side of where you're doing your lip roll, I personally do mine by dropping mine straight down. You can do it either way. I'll give you different kind of sounds, but you know, just experiment with both and just see which one works better for you. Now I feel like right now you're sitting in your chair and you're wondering, man, why does dropping a jaw make a difference? Well, let me go ahead and demonstrate why. So if you went to do your basic lip roll, but you didn't drop your jaw at all, it's going to be a tighter sound. It's going to sound a little bit like... But if you go ahead and drop your jaw a little bit, it's going to sound a little bit like... Although there may be times where you want to have a tighter sounding lip roll, dropping your jaw is going to create a nice, crisp, deep toned lip roll that you should be going for. So now that you amazing beatboxers have the concepts from step number 1 and step number 2, we're going to be moving on to step number 3, which is going to be using the pressure in your mouth and the air that you currently have in there to drag the bottom lip in the corner of your mouth ever so slightly inwards to create that vibration. Now as I mentioned earlier, the sound doesn't require any breathing, therefore you're not going to be using any air, from your lungs, diaphragm, nothing. You're just going to be using the air that's currently in your mouth and pressure to drag that bottom lip inwards. I know, right? That's a really weird concept to get. This sound took me a very long time to get, and all you can really do is, if you're not getting it first, just keep trying and messing with it and trying the sound over and over again, and eventually it will come to you. But really, that's the case with a lot of beatbox sounds, but the lip roll tends to be a little more difficult, at least it was for me, and I've heard that from a lot of other people, so don't get discouraged. Just keep going for it. Now, what slightly dragging the bottom corner of your lip inwards is going to do, it's going to create a vibration, which is going to give you the lip roll sound. A quick note is that if this sound kind of sounds like a zipper, your lips are too tight and you just need to relax your lips, loosen them up, and just try to do that sound that way. In short, tight lips equals zipper, loose lips equals lip roll. Now to demonstrate this concept, what we need to do is combo all 3 steps together. So take step 1 and choose the side of your mouth to do the lip roll on. For me, it's going to be the left. Then we're going to take step 2 and drop your jaw ever so slightly, either straight down or slightly to the opposite side, so therefore we can create the room that you need to make the sound. By this point, your mouth positioning should look something like this. One thing that you guys have probably noticed about this mouth positioning is you can see that the side that I chose to do my lip roll on is going to be a little tighter than the other side. Now that's because you are dragging the bottom side of your jaw over to the opposite side, or just the bottom lip over, because you need to create more of a tighter lip in order to get the sound down. Now as I mentioned before, this is a very weird concept to get, so what you have to do is drag this bottom lip right here in the corner, more so, ever so slightly inwards, not much, just slightly, because then it's going to roll and create that vibration. So to specifically demonstrate dragging the bottom lip inwards, it's going to look like... Now again, you're not doing this by breathing, you're just using the pressure in your mouth and the air that you currently have in to drag that bottom lip inwards and focusing the sound in the corner of your mouth. So that's really it for the 3 steps that you guys need to practice in order to get this sound down. What I'm going to go into now is that outward oscillation to create the full classic lip roll combo though. So I'm only going to really do a quick overview on this outward oscillation, but I do hope that it is enough to help you guys get the sound down. So this outward oscillation is actually going to be done on the same side as you're doing the lip roll because it is going to be comboed with it. Along with doing it on the same side, the same concept of dragging your bottom jaw slightly over your bottom lip over is going to apply as well. Now when I say that, I still mean that it's going to look like... Now with the same position as the lip roll and that mouth positioning I just showed you, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be pushing a tiny burst of air out through that side, and you're going to be using your tongue to kind of cut that air off. Now you're not breathing from your lungs, you're just kind of pushing the air that's already in your mouth. Now you can accomplish this sound without pushing your tongue to the roof of your mouth, but I personally do it because it gives like a nice completeness and a punchiness to the sound. So all in all, it sounds like... In combo with the lip roll, it sounds like... So at this point, I feel like I provided you with all the concepts, steps, and tools necessary to get this sound down. So what we're going to do now is move into a practice session so you guys can perfect it. Now for these practice beats, I'm going to be utilizing the SoundBrenner Pulse, which is a vibration-based metronome that I've personally found extremely helpful in all of my practice sessions because it allows you to feel the beat rather than hear it. My friends over at SoundBrenner sent me this epic metronome along with this awesome body strap to utilize during these lip roll tutorials that are coming up. Not only that, but they also gave me a discount code that you guys can use, which you'll find in the description below, to help you get a nice chunk percentage off of this dope metronome. And I promise you, I'm using this metronome because I actually really like it. It took me a long time to find a product that I found that I like and that I know that you guys will be able to benefit from. Also, we might be doing giveaways of this in the future. A real quick note though, because this metronome is vibration based, I am going to be enhancing the audio of the vibration so you guys can practice if you don't have a metronome. So what we're going to do for this practice session is we're going to start off with a simple beat, and then we're going to go to a mid-level beat, and then an advanced beat. So for the basic beat, go ahead and set your metronomes to 120 beats per minute, either SoundBrenner or any other metronome app that you have, but go ahead and set them to 120 beats per minute. I set your metronomes. The first simple beat that we're going to do sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the second simple beat, we're going to get into a nice classic house beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now that you guys got those down, we're going to go ahead and go into some mid-level beats. Go ahead and crank your metronomes up to 140 beats per minute. Boop. The first mid-level beat is going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to do for the second mid-level beat is we're going to take that beat, but we're going to demonstrate the concept you can do this while humming and hum with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, good. Now that you guys got both the simple beat and the mid-level beat, let's get into the advanced beat. Crank those metronomes up to 160 beats per minute for this one. Again, we're going to start off with the first advanced level beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to level up that beat a little bit more, we're going to be alternating inward and outward bass. If you don't know the sounds, I have tutorials for them, links down below, and check those out. So that is it, you beautiful people and you wonderful beatboxers. Those are the 3 steps that you guys need to get down the basic lip roll and the practice beats you guys can use to perfect the sound. Don't forget that you guys get a discount on this wonderful SoundBrenner Pulse metronome, so go ahead and check that out and go utilize that to the fullest. If you guys don't know, you can support me on Patreon and send me stuff to my P.O. Box, all down below. Follow me on all my social media, keep up to date on everything. Click a like on this video if it helped you out, comment if you have questions, and subscribe to the channel. You You guys should also go ahead and check out my album Dragonfly. Purchase it. Go to iTunes, Google Play, and everything. And the most important thing that I haven't said yet, have a good day. I severed the strings from the puppet to cut them down.
Now I'm here. Oh, Ricky, yeah.